In the wild, the most terrifying attacks don't begin with noise, but with the prolonged silence before the explosion. Patient predators observe, adjust their position, and wait for the moment when their prey is vulnerable, the distance gradually disappearing without them realizing it. And when the attack occurs, it all happens in a few short seconds, where speed, instinct, and precise decision-making determine survival. Amidst the vast grasslands of East and South Africa, buffalo move in herds around pastures near water sources, where visibility is clear and escape routes are readily available. They often choose sparsely vegetated savannas and low-lying brush to both forage and detect danger early. But when an individual separates from the group, the protective gap is immediately weakened, and this vulnerability opens up an opportunity for an approach from the windward side. Dank, at the edge of the grassland, a lioness approached downwind, keeping her body low and pausing several times to read the buffalo's reaction. She didn't charge straight, but circled around the side of the herd, waiting for the prey to duck its head out of sight, then suddenly accelerated, locking onto its target with a short distance and a tight angle, causing the confrontation to erupt. The buffalo recognized the danger and turned to run back toward the herd. Kicking up dust as it accelerated, the lioness pursued at close range, avoiding a direct confrontation and forcing the prey to veer off course. After a few chases, she took advantage of the momentary lapse in concentration to close in and subdue it, ending the confrontation on the grassland. In open space, buffalo are strong when maintaining formation. But when separated, their advantage quickly disappears and the situation changes, showing that the outcome depends not only on strength but also on choosing the right timing and approach. On the vast savanna, the impala stands in the gentle sunlight with its slender body of about 120 pounds, always alert, its ears constantly rotating to catch sounds in the wind. It's not the strongest species, but it has very quick reflexes, helping it detect danger and maintain a safe distance in an environment with a wide field of vision and always an escape route. However, just a moment of misstep can cause that safe distance to disappear. On the arid savanna, a cheetah began stalking a lone impala from behind the bushes, lowering its body and advancing slowly to maintain sufficient distance, every movement precise to wait for the opportune moment to strike. As the impala turned toward open ground, the cheetah sped up, the chase erupting as the prey leaped and changed direction repeatedly to escape. But the predator cut across, quickly closing the gap and subduing the impala in a very short time, ending the pursuit after only a few bursts of speed. On the vast savanna, habitat choice is crucial for the impala's survival most of the time. But once the distance is broken, the cheetah's speed and calculation determine the outcome, turning a small misstep into a decisive end. Along murky rivers and tropical swamps, crocodiles lie still near gentle banks where the water flows slowly and there is plenty of prey to drink. They appear in large rivers, lakes, brackish estuaries, and mangrove forests, always choosing a location that is both sufficiently secluded to hide and narrow enough to control access. But even that familiar waiting spot can be exploited. At the water's edge, the leopard appeared but didn't advance directly. Instead, it observed from a distance, moving in a roundabout way to maintain a safe position and constantly adjusting its approach angle, waiting for the moment the crocodile turned its head towards the current. As soon as an opening appeared, it closed in and lunged from the side, forcing its opponent to react in unfavorable conditions on land. The crocodile tried to turn defensively, but was slower once it left the water. After a few moments of struggle, the leopard maintained its safe position and continuously adjusted its grip, gradually forcing its opponent away from the water's edge. Then, it quickly gained the upper hand and dragged its prey onto the sandbank, ending the confrontation. In the savannas and open forests of Africa, leopards choose areas with tall trees and high ground for observation and hiding, near a stable source of prey such as antelopes, monkeys, and wild boars. They often operate around thickets and rocks, where they can hunt on the ground and climb to higher ground when needed. And it is this habit of controlling the space that gradually puts them in an unpredictable situation. From the low grass, the honey badger slowly approached, observing and choosing a hidden spot, waiting for the leopard to change its posture before closing in at close range, forcing its opponent to react immediately. The leopard tried to overwhelm with speed, but on land. The honey badger kept its body low, turned quickly, and dodged the close approaches, prolonging the struggle and gradually causing the leopard to lose its advantage, forcing it to retreat. In a favorable environment, the advantage usually belongs to the one controlling position and timing. But when the rhythm is broken, this confrontation shows that size doesn't determine everything. The ability to maintain the initiative and react at the right time is the decisive factor. In the savannas, stretching from east to South Africa, baboons live in areas with wide views, near water sources, and on elevated terrain such as rocks or large trees for observation and shelter. They come down to the ground to forage during the day but always maintain close ties with their troop, constantly checking their surroundings for danger from afar. However, if an individual separates from the group for even a few minutes, the natural defenses quickly weaken. Along the edge of the forest, a pack of wild dogs appeared. Instead of attacking immediately, they fanned out in multiple directions, constantly moving to create pressure, forcing the monkey to turn and face them. They gradually tightened their encirclement, closing in on the gap, and the pressure intensified with each passing moment. As the situation became tense, the monkey tried to hold its position and fight back. But the pack of wild dogs took turns closing in, maintaining constant pressure without respite. After a few rounds of struggle, the prey weakened and was subdued, ending the confrontation with the wild dogs emerging victorious. In the sparse grasslands near water sources of the sub-Saharan region, warthogs forage outdoors but always rely on nearby burrows for shelter, often abandoned ones. During the day, they move quickly between feeding spots and burrow entrances, so even a slight deviation from their familiar location significantly reduces their safety advantage. And this disruption quickly leads to an exploitable situation. Near a cave entrance, two lions spotted the warthog's tracks and began digging, taking turns scraping away at the hard soil to force the prey out. Once the cave entrance was breached, the warthog was forced out through a narrow, controlled path, and the confrontation immediately turned into a short chase. The prey tried to speed up to find another way out, but the disturbed terrain reduced its escape route. One lion blocked its path from the front, while the other pressured from behind. In just a few short moments, they subdued the prey and ended the hunt, a result that reflects how the situation was decided. In a situation where survival depended on the cave, being forced out of its shelter quickly reversed the course of events. The outcome depended on exploiting the terrain and blocking escape routes, not just on speed, but on choosing the right timing. Amidst the vast grasslands of East and South Africa, zebras move in herds near water sources, always choosing open spaces to spot predators from afar, often living in savannas and the edges of open woodlands where visibility is unobstructed. However, when a young individual separates from the group during movement, the collective protection immediately weakens, quickly attracting the attention of patient predators, opening up a prolonged chase. As the setting sun cast its light upon the desolate landscape, a pack of hyenas pursued a lone zebra without immediately attacking. They constantly adjusted their positions to corner and accelerate, splitting up to encircle it, forcing the zebra to run continuously until it gradually succumbed to exhaustion and fell. The zebra tried to rejoin its herd but was blocked from multiple directions, losing ground as its strength diminished. After a few more chases, the hyenas closed in and subdued it, ending the confrontation with victory in their favor. This outcome clearly reflects how the hunt was decided. In open forests and high mountain slopes, monkeys often live near water sources and choose locations with large trees or high rocks to observe their surroundings. During the day, they move nimbly among the canopy to forage and maintain a safe distance from danger. However, when they leave the sheltered areas and move to lower ground, this advantage diminishes significantly, and that open space becomes vulnerable to exploitation from above. High above, the eagle circled, not rushing to descend. It maintained a stable altitude to observe the monkey's movements, waiting for it to pass through a gap in the canopy before retracting its wings and swooping down at a steep angle, using speed and surprise to close in, forcing the prey to react in the confined space. The monkey jumped to a branch to escape, but its trajectory was limited. The eagle quickly adjusted its flight path and closed in a second time, using its talons to subdue it in a brief moment, ending the confrontation with victory for the aerial predator. Through each confrontation, the common thread lies not in size or strength, but in how each species controls distance, timing, and direction of movement in the decisive moment. Successful predators are not the fastest, but those who choose the right moment to attack and deny their prey a chance to recover. In nature, even a small misstep can change the entire outcome. And that is the clear line between survival and failure.